Hi, love. Today I want to remind you that you are dazzling and delightful. You are enchanting and enthralling. You are lovely and oh so lovable. And I know that sometimes in our desire to love and to be loved, we can forget how amazing we are, especially in these crazy, chaotic times that we're in right now, where there's so much fear, so much stress, and so much anxiety. So, what is the solution to that? The solution is little bite sized self love suggestions and pleasure practices that will help us make our energy magnetic to love again. So, as we know, the ticket to that blissed out romantic love is self love because it upgrades our energy, it nourishes and acknowledges the divine feminine in us, and it makes us a match to that tantalizing, decadent, deeply satisfying, heavenly experience of romantic love. So today, let's take a look at that pleasurable practice of getting to choose where we put our focus on, or getting to choose where we put our focus, rather. Um, you know, Before we get started, I think it's really important to acknowledge that we are in the middle of some really crazy shit. There's a global pandemic, and we're suffering through a collective wound, on the scar of our psyche, the psyche of humanity. And you would think that it would be really hard to find good news in the middle of all of that. But I do have two pieces of good news for you, and they both matter. The first one is that the human spirit doesn't just overcome, the human spirit is actually made to thrive. And the second piece of good news is that there are still things that you have control over. You're still the boss of your brain. You're still in charge of your mind. You can choose where you put your focus. And that's really important. That really matters. Now, when I say that, I don't mean to say that you should be positive all of the time, and that if you're not, then you're not doing the right thing. I don't mean that at all. It is okay to get really overwhelmed by all of the bad news. It's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn the loss of, what was normal for us before. And it's okay to be worried that we don't know what normal is going to look like in the future or when that's even going to happen. And if you're an empath or a healer or an HSP, this might feel like a particularly heavy emotional and spiritual burden for you right now to bear. If that's the case, I have special sessions for you. So check out the link in the bio for that. And let someone else hold space for you for a little bit so that you can process and heal and be able to give from a full well. But the trick really for all of us is going to be choosing where we're going to put our focus, focusing on things that are true and good, and putting action into those things so that we can create a good future. So I have 3 true things that we can all focus on right now, and I'm inviting you to join me in focusing on these things. The first one is, if statistics are really important to you and you're finding yourself poring over the headlines about COVID-19 and what's happening, and about the numbers, all the numbers increasing, and how frightening they are and what they represent, I want to give you another number to focus on. Focus on the number of COVID survivors. That number is also true, and it's rising every single day. So give your brain that real factual information to chew on and to focus on. The second thing is, you can focus on what you are actually grateful for right now in life. And I know that sometimes can seem naive to people, or like we're just trying to be positive and kind of like do a spiritual whitewashing thing. And really that's not it. We're not ignoring the darkness when we're focusing on the light. When we look at what we're grateful for, actual biochemical changes happen in your body that combat fear and stress and anxiety. And when you're on a steady diet of fear and stress and anxiety, you need to, for the sake of your mental well-being and for the sake of your physical health, you need to turn the channel. You need to be able to turn the channel, and gratitude does that very, very quickly, because when you start to focus on what it is that you're grateful for, the true good things that are happening, then you release two really important neurotransmitters, which are dopamine and serotonin, and they immediately flood your body and make you feel better. They also help you release toxic emotions. They reduce pain. They help to strengthen your immune system, and they help to enhance sleep. And you can do that right now. You can use a gratitude practice right now, even something very, very simple as just thinking of 5 things that you're grateful for, or think of one thing that you're grateful for, and then think of 5 specific things you're grateful for about that one thing. So you can think about your home. What is it that you love about your home? Think of 5 things you're grateful for about your home. Or it could be a particular person, and you can think of 5 things you're grateful for about that person. So that can be a really helpful way of taking charge of your brain's neurochemistry and tilting it more toward joy and relief. And the third thing is that you can think about what you can do right now that will help you create a better life, because what's happening is we're going to be moving into this new era where people are much more appreciative and understanding about what is actually important in life, which is love and connection. And so this is a good opportunity. I invite you to take this opportunity to clear out any of the barriers you may have created within yourself to love. And instead of putting our faith into fear, let's put our energy and our action into creating a good future for ourselves. So remember, there are still things that we've got control over. Remember that the world will calm down, and love is still out there for you. So do things that you can do now to be a match for it. And I invite you to go even deeper into that with the Overnight Heartache Cure audio healing program. You can check it out at bit.ly/overnight heartache cure special. And I will see you next time.